Welcome to CLEF Notes, brief answers to theological questions. Our question for this morning: why is the conclusion to the Lord's Prayer not in my Bible? Well, it might be there. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Chances are, if you have a modern American edition of the Bible, it's not there. Now, what am I talking about when it comes to the conclusion of the Lord's Prayer? For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. The joke here in Minnesota is that you know who the Lutherans are at a Roman Catholic funeral because they find themselves praying that conclusion all by themselves when the Catholics stop during the funeral mass. What's going on there? Why is that conclusion not found in modern editions? Some have it, but most don't. Well, the answer is ultimately that critical scholars have determined that it wasn't part of the original manuscript of the New Testament. But let's take a look at this. Document from the 1st century, perhaps the 2nd century, the Didache, already has this conclusion in it. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. The Luther edition of the Bible from 1545 included it, as did the King James Version of 1611. So when you look to Matthew 6 in a King James version of the Bible, you will have Matthew 6:13, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory. Luke 11, it's not there. But what is with that conclusion, really? What's it all about? Well, let's take a look at it. What it really is a summation of 1 Chronicles 29:11. Let me read that for you. Yours, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty, for all that is in the heavens and in the earth is yours. Yours is the kingdom, O Lord, and you are exalted as head above all. Now, what is this text from 1 Chronicles 29? It's understood to be the summation of the prayer of King David shortly before his death. So, the father of the Lord's Prayer was identified as the Lord in heaven, who established the throne of David forever and ever. But the standard liturgy for Lutherans since the end of the 19th century has the pastor praying the Lord's Prayer by himself, and then the congregation comes in, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. That harkens way back to the 1st century, to the Didache. It harkens back to the Luther edition of the Bible in 1545, King James of 1611, and that final prayer of King David. Wonderful history there. I hope that helps, and I hope you can join me next time on CLEF Notes.